well, I'm not this tall, so. Hi, guys.
Hi, Hanna.
Hi.
How are we doing?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Fantastic. All right, so we're Family Matters. We're talking about family today, guys.
Yeah.
It's funny, when John asked me to speak about this, I think it was really funny because who's ever been in my office knows that, it's just all pictures of my family. I just love talking about family. Oh, well, too bad. Yeah, so I love my family, and before I show you a picture, I just have a couple definitions of family. I thought these were really funny. The first one, this one's not funny. This one's the serious one. I'll read the funny one after. A group of objects united by a significant shared characteristic. That one wasn't funny. And then a group of people united in criminal activity. That's a family, so yeah. So here's a picture of my family. My dad, my mom, my 2 sisters, and then me. And then there's another one. Yeah, we take family selfies. And then I have another one, which turn sideways, guys. This is my mom, my sisters, so that's my family. Yeah. We do. We all look the same. Yeah. That was actually almost a year ago. Almost a year ago to the day. Grace's birthday. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of my family. Some of you guys know I'm a part of this family, and I don't know if we're full yet, but, they're there for me every time we're getting attacked. They send in reinforcements. They give you what you need. My clan family is all that I need. Just kidding. God has given me such a great clan to be a part of, let me tell you. When the enemy is attacking, they're like I said, they're there to send you reinforcements. So I have a sister, Grace. I actually have 2 sisters. Sometimes I forget about the other one because she's never around. I have an oldest sister, Emily. She's 21, and a youngest sister, Grace. She's 15. She's 15. 15 days, yeah. So I have a mom and a dad. We're kind of weird. And not in the weird, crazy. They're weird as in, let me tell you a weird story. So we were little, and we were at Walmart, and it was around Halloween time, and me and my sisters were we were young. We were little. So we're walking around Walmart, and we used to play this game. Whoever can find mom first wins. Because my dad would always drop my mom off at the door, go in, and then we would park the car, and then we'd go in. But the rule was you couldn't use cell phones, and you couldn't page her over the loudspeaker. I think we did that once with Emily. Emily Seymour, please come to jewelry. Not even kidding. So we're in Walmart, and those were the rules. Can't page her over the loudspeaker, can't use phone. So we're running through, and we pass this Halloween aisle. And my dad's a child at heart. I mean, he never loses his childlike spirit. And all of a sudden, we turn around, and he's got this Halloween mask on. And it wasn't a mask. It had hair. Black hair, and it was scary. I hate masks. It scared me. We're walking around Walmart, and he's, scaring these little kids. I'm like, Dad, stop. You're embarrassing me. I could go on and on about how many times he's embarrassed us, but we wouldn't have it any other way. So, yeah, he's the crazy one in our family. Actually, he's not. I'm going to get into that in a minute. So then we have family like blood, and then we have friends who are like family. They have a room at your house. You leave your charger there sometimes, your toothbrush. You're there all the time. It's you have these friends that are like family. So where everything is. You go into the house and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get a drink by myself. It's like whatever. It's like your second home. So family isn't just about blood. Family is about heart. Family is about coming to where you're comfortable. Kind of like the church. You come to the church and you come in, you're comfortable and you're welcomed and you feel loved. You know where the altar is. You know where when you come to the church, you're home. That's how I view this place. Not just because I walk around without my shoes on, but because I'm not right now. but because I can actually come and feel like I found my spot. So the bond that links your true family is not one of blood, but of respect and joy in each other's lives. Respect and joy. So us leaders, us adults are here. I say adults like I'm an adult. I'm not an adult. I'm 19. I'm not an adult. I'm a child. So us people who are over the age of 18, we're here for you guys. We're here to love on you and to be your family. I've had such a strong relationship with a lot of you guys, and you're all my family. I have such a big family, because it's you guys. Yeah, I have a big blood family too, like a really big blood family, but also, I've got you guys. So the church is your family, because family means, putting your arms around each other and just being there. Does that make sense? Am I making sense to you guys? All right, perfect. So on a different note, who has that, one family member that's just crazy? It could be you, or it could be an aunt or an uncle. Well, I do. So, okay, I get it. Everybody has somebody in their family that's crazy. Mine is my aunt. My dad's oldest sister, my Aunt Donna. And when I say aunt, I mean like I can't say aunt. Like if she's around and we say Aunt Donna, I do not crawl on the ground. You call me aunt. Like definition of a flower child in a gypsy, like that's what she is. Like peace and love, harmony. She's a free spirit. Like we'll just call her that. Okay. So she's 60 years old and she's crazy. I think she's 60 something. But I mean, she raised us kids she raised us to listen to, Carole King, Bob Marley, Michael Jackson, Enter the Haggis, like, yeah, like we drinking, what's it called? Cream soda at the bottle, out of the glass bottle. No, not, stop it. I didn't finish my sentence. So she's the crazy member in our family. Let me tell you how, I just can't even get into it right now. I just can't. It's not appropriate. So, we all have that crazy person in our family. Well, she's our crazy person. So there was also that, one, like, crazy person, I guess, in the Bible. And that person, I'm going to tell you, I literally wrote this in my notes, #storytime. Storytime. You know how, John had storytime, Zach had storytime. Well, I'm going to have storytime with you guys. From the Children's Storybook Bible, we're going to talk about Noah. So after Noah was like 500 years old, yeah, it's possible. People live that long. Curry powder, am I right? Curry powder, it'll make you live longer. He had 3 sons. I don't know about you, but I've only met, 1 or 2 people that were at least 100 years old. I've never met anybody who's 500 years old. No, not at all. So after Noah was 500 years old, things started to get very interesting for him. Not only physically, because once you're 500. So one day, God was thinking about, all the people on the earth, and his heart became very sad. He could see that all the people had become very bad, so bad that they stopped thinking of anything good. God was so sad and so hurt that he wanted to get rid of every person and all the creatures that he had made. He wanted all the evil to stop. So the thing about God is that he gets upset at our sin and all the bad stuff in the world. But we also know that God is love. There's a whole chapter on it that I have memorized. 1 Corinthians 13. God is love. So that means he can be disappointed when we do bad things, but he still loves us, and that's why he, remembered Noah. So what happened with Noah was God told him, build this ark. So Noah's like, okay. So he built this ark, and obviously it took about a while to build this ark because it was huge. And so he's building this ark, and God's like, all right, now go and, tell people that there's going to be a flood, and I'm going to wipe the earth clean. So Noah's like, okay. So he's like telling all these people, like, hey, God's going to wipe the earth clean. Get on my boat. There's room. It might smell, but, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party. So he gets on the boat, so all these people are, like, looking at him. They're like, what? Like, I'm not, like, it hasn't rained, like, it's not going to rain for 40 days and 40 nights. Like, that's just dumb. Like, who are you? You're crazy. So he's like, no, really, like, God told me, like, you know, this ark or this flood is coming, so you need to come with me. And they're like, no, you're crazy. That's not happening. So Noah he was the only one that was, like, righteous. Like, he was the only one that listened to God and, like, followed God. Him and his family. So there was him, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives. So when he brought this to them, they were like, I feel like they would be kind of, like, skeptical, like, what? You want to what? And you want us to help you with that? No. So, but they did anyways. They helped him, you know. And it's funny because despite what everybody else thought about Noah, they still helped him build the ark, you know. They still, like, despite, like, how crazy everybody thought he was, or, you know, how crazy really he was 500 years old. You got to be a little nuts after a certain point, you know. So nobody's 500 years old. Should not get mad about that. So I forgot where I was. So you know, despite, you know, what his family said, he still built the ark. And guess what? The flood came. Joke's on them. Who's laughing now? Not those people, because they're dead. Probably in hell. Yeah, they're the crazy ones. So if you go in and read the story, you know, it obviously goes into more detail than, you know, what I had gone into, because mine was just a quick, brief children storybook time. Bible, yeah. So, you know, even though, yeah, Noah was probably a little nuts, you know, his family loved and they honored him, you know, and they respected the decisions that he made. You know, they said, all right, so you're crazy, but we're going to do this anyways because you're our father, and we're going to listen to you. You know, so they respected him. And that's kind of like how we are with God. You know, despite how God sees us, despite how crazy, you know, God sees us, despite how crazy we may think God is, we still love and we still honor and we still respect him. And he still loves and respects us. You know? Grace just made me laugh for a second, sorry. So what I kind of want to get across to you guys today is that I want you guys to realize that, like, the church, you know, we are your family, you know, and it's funny because despite how crazy we are and messed up we are, Jesus died for us, you know. You know, I think we're crazy. I mean, I'm not crazy. You guys might be crazy, but I'm not crazy. But, you know, the one thing I really want to stress is that he does love us, you know, and he does care about us. And even in the darkest of times, you know, he welcomes us into his family. You know, by dying on the cross for us, he says, come into my home. Be with me. You know, come and sit and eat with me. You know? I didn't mean it. So what does it look like, you know, when we all, you know, come together and we all honor and respect in our family and what they do for us? What does that look like? I feel like that looks like a pretty darn good, strong family to me, you know. And my family, I think, I don't know some of your guys' home lives, but, like, the way that I was raised is that the dad, no matter what he says, whether you think he's crazy or a child or whatnot, you need to honor and you need to respect him because he's the father. I don't know, like, some of you guys probably don't have a father, but God's the exact same way. You know, my parents raised me and my sisters in the church. We went to school here, you know, my mom worked here. It was just I just never had, like, a crazy story, but, like some other people. But I want to get real with you guys and say that I don't have to go through, you know, I don't have to go to hell and back to know that, you know, Jesus is our Savior. I don't have to go through that to know that because I know that in my heart. I know that no matter where I go, no matter how far off I may think that I am, that God's just going to bring me back, and he's just going to say, you're still part of this family, you know? And, you know, I'm not close with some of my cousins, but whenever we see each other, it's like, hey, you know, it's like you never left. You know, like my cousins are in college, so when they come back, it's like we pick up where we left off. You know, so despite how far away they are, for like distance is whatever. But when they come back, it's like you pick up where you left off. That's exactly how it is with Jesus. You know, no matter how far off we go, we could be pastors, and then all of a sudden, I'm not saying that pastors are like the top notch, like that's as high as you can go, but like, you know, you could be living a godly life. You could be reading the Bible and praying every day, and all of a sudden, you know, watch something on the computer that really just sets you off that quick, or pick up a drink and, you know, that sets you off that quick, you know, and then all of a sudden you just start to go down this path. But the thing is, when you come to the church and when you get down on your hands and knees and when you get before God and say, God, I'm sorry, he welcomes you right back into his family, and he says, it's like you were never gone, you know. He brings it all the way back around and says, you're home. And that's what I really want to stress to you guys today, that it doesn't matter about your home lives, because you're here and you're home and you're okay, you're safe. You know, because I don't know you guys individually as much as I would like to. I don't know your stories. I don't know your dirty laundry. But what I do know is that there's a God, and that he saves us, and that he loves us, and that here you're home. And that's really what I'm trying to get to you guys, is that, you know, don't think of family as, oh, well, my mom's a stripper, my dad's a drug addict, and I don't have any brothers or sisters, so it's just me. My grandparents died. You know, that's not your family. They're your blood relatives. But your family is the people who put their arms around you and say, you're here. You know, you're okay. You know, every time I bring friends over to my grandma's house, she goes, oh, hello. You know, she's like 4'8", like this little like Italian grandma, you know, and she's just so welcoming and so warming, and, oh, come on in, have you eaten? You know, like, that's what I feel. I'm not saying God is my grandmother, but I'm saying that he welcomes us in like that. You know, every time we step foot in a church, it's like, come on in, have you eaten? You know, like, get your taste of the word today, you know, like, stuff like that. So, I'm not saying forget your past, but I'm saying that no matter what you're going through, you're never too far gone. You know, like, we're still here. You know, we're still, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but, you know, your family is here, you know, and in the way that, you know, like, it's important. Family is important. And like it says, family matters, you know. It does. It really does. Because at the end of the day, you know, I can lay in my bed and say, okay, Grace is across the hall. My mom and dad are down there. Emily's at her house. My cat's right there. Perfect. Oh, my dog. Sorry. My dog's downstairs. You know, so at the end of the day, I can go through my head and say, I know where, you know, they're that important to me that I do that. And I'm not saying that you have to rekindle, you know, broken relationships, but if that's what it takes to, you know, make family important in your life, then that's maybe what you need to do. You know, I've never had sorry, woke you guys up a little bit. I don't know, like I said, I don't know you guys, but what I do know is what I know, and that may not be anything, but they love my family more than anything, and I couldn't imagine anything without them. You know, so I'm not gonna go home and hug your parents. You know, your parents love you, your sisters love you, despite what, you know, may happen. That's the reality of it, and it's okay. That's all I really want to say, is that it's okay. And John North is going to come up now and close us out before I start to cry.
All right, hey, this is what